Light plays its magic on the woman's face, whose mesmerizing smile dissolves in the interplay of light and shadows, stirring deep emotions in the hearts of its viewers. Tajik Bride was created by Chinese artist Jin Shangyi. Since its debut in the 1980s, the painting has captivated viewers with its tranquil yet dazzling beauty.
应该说，当时看到的第一感受，你觉得这个画不能再简练了，再简练就简单了，但是不能再多加一笔，再多加就多了。
Tajik Bride has a stable structure in accordance with geometrical rules, and sidelight was used to accentuate shading. With subtle brushstrokes, the charm of this Chinese woman is rendered timeless in this classical oil painting.
西方油画呢，是真实的表现对象；中国画呢，它是用线这个手段和笔墨来塑造形象的，所以它是两个体系，两种美感。
Jin Shangyi has been studying Western oil painting since the age of 15, with a focus on portraits. In 1981, at the age of 47, Jin Shangyi traveled to northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region in search of artistic inspiration. The local Tajik people, with their high nose bridges, deep-set eyes, sharper features, and handsome looks, are perfect models for oil paintings. Jin Shangyi came across a Tajik wedding one day and was impressed with the joyful ceremony, especially with the beauty of the bride. Dressed in red and wearing a traditional Tajik bridal headdress, the bride looks shy but confident of a happy life that awaits her. It was as if the artist had found the perfect approach at that moment to fuse Western classicalism into Chinese expression. A few months later, Jin Shangyi traveled to the United States for a family visit, where he immersed himself in numerous art galleries, large and small. Observing classical works up close had a profound impact on him. Upon returning to China a year later, Jin Shangyi started to experiment with capturing subtle Oriental beauty using principles of classical oil painting. The contour of the bride was constructed with a stable triangle, where the edges play a crucial role. Gradual and layered transitions produced a sense of volume, and sidelight highlights the refined beauty of the bride's face. Light reflected off her jewelry adds to the highlight on her fair complexion, creating a velvety glow. Fine and dense dots of color were applied to slowly develop the depth and texture layer by layer, giving the figure a sculptural quality against the plain background. The Tajik bride, inspired by a chance encounter on the snowy plateau, speaks to us with tenderness, joy, innocence, serenity, and confidence of an Oriental bride. Nearly 4 decades have passed since its creation, and artistic trends have come and gone. Yet her beauty is preserved on canvas, as illuminated and radiant as her never-fading smile. Against a backdrop of golden harvest, the old man's skin is the color of rich soil. Sunken eye sockets and a toothless mouth are signs of hard labor under the scorching sun. A cut on his finger, a mole on his nose, and drops of sweat rolling off his forehead. He looks at you, the steady gaze of a farmer, full of hope. This piece was created by artist Lao Tzu in the 1980s. Painted on a massive canvas with stunning details, it's as if you see the humble and hard-working farmer right in front of you. From 1966 to 1977, Lao Tzu lived in the rural Daba Mountains of Sichuan province in southwest China. The simplicity and resilience of the local farmers left a deep impression on him. He painted farmers he met and remembered, from those who carefully gathered scattered grains during harvest time to ex-servicemen returning home to farm. The characters were all different, but none had the power to transform or inspire him. A pivotal moment came in 1979, when Lao Tzu stumbled upon an art essay one afternoon. The techniques used captured every detail, showing every strand of hair and every pore, conveying to viewers the subtlest facial expressions. One could almost feel the warmth of their skin and the blood flowing in their veins. The artist was enlightened. He decided to abandon storylines and settings and use a large canvas to portray the face of an ordinary farmer. The result was sensational. The face in the painting looks more in focus than in a photograph, with larger-than-life details that speak 1,000 words.
把馒头渣子啊来做底子，做肌理，这样啊，因为我最后是想把这一件作品画的， 有粗糙感。
The old farmer's parched lips seem to have been in the wind for a long time. His mouth, with missing teeth, has surely tasted a great deal of bitterness. An old porcelain bowl is held carefully between his large and rough hands. Everything is done meticulously, except in the depth of his eyes, which were left blurry intentionally.
罗中义的父亲应该说是农民的时代状态的一次真实的描绘，他要把农民的形象塑造成一个硕大的画面，在视觉上要引人注目，每个人都会感觉到这位父亲就是自己的父辈。
In 1980, the oil painting Father entered the second China's National Youth Fine Arts Works Exhibition. This image of a farmer who had weathered much hardships but remained grounded and optimistic awakened viewers' memories of their own fathers instantly. It was the strength of millions of farmers, like the one they saw in the painting, that fed all the families and ultimately the country. Over 40 years have passed. Father still attracts large crowds whenever it is exhibited. People gaze at the painting as if caressing the old man's weathered face. Through him, they were reminded of unwavering resilience in the face of hardship. The background of this painting, the once impoverished Daba Mountains, have seen tremendous changes. The fields were golden with rice and beans, beaming with a new life people have earned and embraced. The flow of ink connects transcendental thoughts across thousands of years. Between lines of black and white, the image of the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu emanates off the canvas. Like a mythical dragon, the sage left us his deep and profound thoughts, and also misty legends surrounding his life. In this piece that brims with the ambiance of Zen, a benign Lao Tzu rides on a black bull, coming towards us as if through the mists of time. Lao Tzu leaving Hangu Pass is by Chinese painter Fan Zong. With his carefree yet precise brushstrokes, viewers can instantly recognize the ancient philosopher Lao Tzu, with his distinctive features so familiar and endearing to generations of Chinese. According to historic records, over 2 millennia ago, Lao Tzu rode on the back of a black bull and headed west from Hangu Pass, a fort along the Yellow River in the hinterland of the Central Plains. The commander at the pass was thrilled to receive the sage, and at his request, Lao Tzu wrote the Tao Te Ching, in which he left us with wisdom on Tao, which means the way, and De, meaning its virtues. and then he disappeared into the myth of history. In just over 5,000 characters, the Tao Te Ching encapsulated the art of living, the tactics of war, statesmanship, and other overarching wisdom. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Govern a great nation as you would fry a small fish. Famous sayings, as such, are still quoted far and wide. As a painter, Fan Zong has painted hundreds of Lao Tzu leaving Hangu Pass. He kept exploring the Tao, or way, that is closest to how Lao Tzu envisioned it. In the wise sage, Fan Zong sees the pinnacle of Chinese thought across history.
老子最伟大的点，就是对自然，的一种真心的一种崇拜，他讲人法地，地法天，天法道，道法自然。如果你不参透他的思想，你画上老子，仅仅画上老头儿。
Born in a family of poets and prose composers, Fan Zong enrolled in Nankai University's history faculty at age 17. He then transferred to the Central Academy of Fine Arts to pursue his interest in painting. After graduation, Fan Zong worked in the National Museum of Chinese History, where he had ample opportunities to make copies of masterpieces, building a solid foundation for line drawing. Chinese line drawing uses lines to capture both mood and form, the basis on which the frame of the paintings are fashioned. Fan Zong firmly believes that the vitality of Chinese painting must draw from philosophical insights, historical reflections, and the romance of poetry. He reads not only books by scientists such as Stephen Hawking, but also by philosophers such as Immanuel Kant. He pores over history texts and reads news off the web. When not reading or painting, his favourite thing to do is to sit in the yard and observe nature to his heart's content. One day in 1996, Lao Tzu leaving Hangu Pass was drawn with the stroke lines of Chinese calligraphy, infused with the essence of Chinese brush and ink painting. What seemed like nonchalant touches were in fact the result of carefully calculated methods and thoughts. Combining concise brushwork and splashes of ink, the artist elevated his painting and its subject beyond the mundane. The piece also incorporated the painter's understanding of the way of nature and its influences on art, as well as on life. According to the UNESCO, Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu is the most translated book in the world after the Bible, making it one of the most influential books of all times.